What is happening, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Made by Miles podcast. I am here with a very good mate of mine, Dean Montgomery, who has really helped me get into this position that I'm in right now, as he has helped my business and also just me personally massively over the past couple of years. And I really wanted to get Dean on because the title of the podcast is basically, when do you know when to walk away from the perfect career? Because Dean was a coach, and he was a very well-established coach, especially in the powerlifting scene. But then now he works very, very closely with other coaches and business owners to grow their business and ultimately build their dream life. But Dean, when we get into it, probably never thought that he would be a business coach.
Yeah.
You can correct me if I'm wrong with that.
Yep.
But and then now he's came into this role, and just from conversations we've had, mate, that you just love it, mate, which is good. And we're going to take a good wee deep dive into that. But before we start, guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, please do us a favour, hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, give us a wee follow and please share it to your story, just so we can get this podcast out to as many people as humanly possible. So before we get going, Dean,
Before it gets cancelled.
Before this gets cancelled, he keeps on telling me he's going to get it cancelled. He'll be fine, man. No, I mean, we can edit it. But as I say, man, Dean, give us a wee introduction to yourself, a wee bit about your background, mate, and ultimately how you have got into this position that I've asked you to come on my podcast.
Yes. So, I've been a coach, obviously, for the past, 13 years. And I think I've seen everything in coaching, experienced all the ups, the downs, fucking highs and lows. And for the last 5 years now, been in the kind of like business consulting, which is obviously where I met yourself, unfortunately.
Right, okay. There we go. There's the first insult.
There's the first one. And then just for there, mate, it's, like, how did we get here? Basically, you put on that you were inviting guests, and I thought we were good mates, and you never asked.
There we go.
You never asked me, and I thought, right, cool, that's fine. So I had to force my way on, and that's how we are. We're now here.
And this is why this is Dean's first podcast.
He makes people feel shit.
I'm only joking, man. But realistically, right, we had Hannah on, which was a great podcast. If you've not listened to it, pause this one and watch that one. You might get more from it.
Depends on what you mean by more.
Well, that's it. But on a serious note, man, you were always going to come on, and we just didn't know when.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? We had to obviously make sure that we had some good cracking episodes in. So if you do say anything, we're still okay.
Aye,
I
swear I will be on my best behaviour.
We're painting this picture that you are, like, it's so controversial, but it's not that you're controversial. You just don't fuck about.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, right, and I know we've had a bit of a laugh at the start of this podcast, but on a serious note, like, you don't fuck about with what has to be said, and I've been on the end of that, and I genuinely do believe that that's how I am in this position. The same way, obviously, Chris, the same way Ben as well, inside the agency. And I think you really need that in life, and especially as a business owner. But it's one of the ones as well. I noticed that, this is just from observing people, that some people really, really struggle with it, man. And, like, what do you think is the biggest barrier with people who struggle with criticism like that, and how would you work around that for someone in that position?
I mean, you're opening a can of worms straight away. Personally, I think people are shitebags.
Cool, man. Mm-hmm.
I think that people don't like to be told that they're not working hard enough, they've not done this well enough, they don't like everything nowadays has to be this whole sandwich compliment, right? And you look at the way that schools and all that work. And I just think that people are too soft. Ultimately, they need some form of rocket up their arse. And I get it. Some people, obviously, they respond really well to that. Some people don't. And, I mean, you could start delving into fucking people's childhood and stuff like that, and how the parents were. Yeah. But, I think people don't like taking criticism because nobody likes to be told that they've not done something right. Everybody seems to think that they're better at what they are. Mm-hmm. And when somebody is able to take a bit of a bird's eye view, because let's face it, like, you tend to get stuck in a bit of your own wee world, and you're in your own wee bubble, and you just think, oh, I'm fucking doing everything great, like, blah, blah, blah. And then when you ask for a bit of advice, you ask for, like, criticism, you ask for feedback or whatever it is, when somebody starts nitpicking at that, or worse, they actually tear it down, I do understand why you might not appreciate it. But at the same time, it's like, well, if you've asked for help, fucking open to the criticism. Like, don't ask for help and then shy away from that. So, and that's what I think it is, mate.
I agree with that as well, mate, because like my take on it, and it's something that I've noticed, and it was quite interesting how you kind of spoke about like you could go into how like their parents were and all that kind of stuff, right? And like I always look up to my dad, right? But my dad was very much like harsh.
Yep.
But not like in everything, like specifically like football. That was the one that I always kind of like remember us, and like I think it taught me a lot of really, really valuable lessons. When like if I had a shit game of football, like my dad wouldn't sugarcoat it; he would just say it how it is, and it kind of builds you up. And like we've joked about this when I was in obviously the agency and stuff, that I would fire in about 10 ideas sometimes in a day. Like honestly, like if you could see inside my head, sometimes it's weird and wonderful.
Yep.
But 9 out of 10 of the ideas are absolute horse shit. Like genuine shit. I'll take that on the chin, right? But it'll be that one great idea. But if I wasn't willing to take the criticism, you wouldn't continue to bar out the ideas.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in. And I think a lot of coaches, this is just my opinion as well, a lot of coaches became coaches because they were good at training and that was their hobby.
Right, 100%.
So they weren't used to being criticised for something in this area. But you need to have that switch where it's like, you're not just doing this because you're good at fitness anymore.
Yep.
This is your business. This is your livelihood. And you need criticism to grow that. And do you find that a lot of people struggle with that? Oh, well, I get into this because I like fitness, to now, nah, fuck, this is how I'm going to put food on the table.
Well, that's the thing, that like there's a massive difference between being good at fitness and getting somebody who is stressed out, overworked, runs a family of fucking 2, 3 kids, whatever it is, like getting them into fitness. It's easy when you are an 18, 19, 20-year-old, fresh out of college or going to uni, like out of school, whatever, and you go, I've got all the fucking time in the world to go to the gym. And this is the thing, like, kind of we can relate it back into the powerlifting later on, is life changes and life comes at you fucking thick and fast. So just because you're good at something doesn't mean that you are then going to be good at helping other people, because it's a completely different circumstance. And I think that's where a lot of coaches actually do struggle, because you then go from, I was good at fitness and I was good at sports and I love the gym and all of this, and then I've started to build up a bit of a business and all I want to do is just help people. And it's like, cool, you can. But at the same time, if you want to make a bigger impact and you want to then realise, okay, well, where's your next fiver coming from, right? I say fiver, it's fucking like 400 quid now. Right, but where's that coming from? It's like, you need to be able to just go, right, I need somebody to fucking look at this for me, see what am I doing right, what am I doing wrong, what can I improve on? Because at the end of the day, if you're a coach, you understand the importance of having someone to look at what you're doing, take a bird's eye view out of it and just go, well, this is what we're going to do now. So then why is it that you think it's unacceptable for somebody to do that to you in your business?
It's a curious one as well, because like it's so true you've said there, how like what we do as coaches is ultimately take a bird's eye view of somebody's life and go, yeah, mate, this is what you need to do.
Yep.
But then when the shoe's on the other foot, it's like, it's quite an arrogant approach.
Of course that
and
is.
like, let's be real, mate, like a lot of coaches just done an online course. Do you know what I mean? Like I know some people that have done the online course and never done anything with it, because it's, do I say, but it's pretty easy to get your hands on.
But it's the easiest. I always joke about it. It's like you can get your PT course in a cereal box. Remember that? You used to get toys in a cereal box, right? But it's the same thing, like with your qualification.
Go to McDonald's for a Happy Meal, man, come out for level 3.
Look at me, you know?
Look at me, man. It's true, but it is true, and it's like, it's not bashing, right? But I think this is why you kind of start to see like quite a lot of people leaving the industry, man, because it's uncomfortable having your business opened up. But what I always say as well, man, like most people that have became coaches just fucking hated getting like working for someone to a degree. So you're probably, if you are uncomfortable with someone looking under the hood of your business, but then you don't want to go work for someone, you're probably going to go and get another business where the same thing's going to happen again.
Yep.
And you're going to continue to feel uncomfortable with that and probably resist it. So it's that you need to get to a point where you are acceptance that you're not the finished article and actually be okay with that. And then like, it kind of brings me on to my next question, because you'll see this quite a lot. And it's like, see someone who has a bit of resistance to their business getting ripped apart, looking under the hood, kind of getting that squeaky bum time feeling. What would your advice be to them to kind of like flip that mindset with it?
I mean, it really comes down to the individual themselves. There is some people that you can genuinely be that wee bit harsher on and say, look, Kieran, you've reached out, you've asked for help, everything that I've came to you with, you're just fucking hitting me with excuse after excuse after excuse. I was like, do you actually want to change? Right? And this can tie in with the coaching element as well, like with people. But, and that person will probably take a bit of a step back, they'll look at it and they'll be like, right, okay, do you know what? You're fucking right, I did ask for help. In the same breath, like you get some people that they just go, no, like, who are you talking to? And it's like, well, cool. So you then just, and it's a bit of a fucking, the old statistic, right? Like 95% of coaches after the first year will not be coaching, which, mate, is true, right? But see, if you're not willing to listen to someone's advice when I say that, it has to obviously come from a credible source. Like, we are very fortunate in the agency of how many people we've helped in the success stories, so we know what works. It's yes, right? But it's like, if you take advice from someone that doesn't know, for instance, like your parents, right? Like most people's parents work 9 till 5, and they don't really understand the purpose of being self-employed. So there's that element of it where you can't listen to the wrong people. But if somebody has a bit of credibility behind them, then, and you're not willing to listen, are you really in the right job? Or is self-employment the right thing for you? Or is coaching, like maybe not even self-employment, right? Because you might go down a different road, but then is coaching the right thing for you? Because again, it came back to the arrogance side of things, where it's like, well, you're telling fucking Sandra, who's 50 years old and has 3 kids and does all of this, that she needs to stop drinking at the weekend. Otherwise, she's going to continue fucking putting on fat. Right? She needs to stop having the Chinese. She needs to stop eating Domino's. She needs to stop fucking doing all of this. And you've literally ripped apart her full fucking life. But now we're looking under the hood of your business, and you go, well, actually, you need to stop doing this, and you need to stop doing that, and you need to start doing this.
Yeah, you need to work a Sunday morning.
Fucking, like, you're telling fucking this poor old woman to go out and hit her steps, 10,000 steps, and fucking -6, right? But you're not willing to fucking start posting on social media, right? Or you're not willing to take a bit of responsibility and ownership. And I think that's a big thing as well. Like, we're noticing in the agencies is there's coaches who will always be coaches. And they will stay in a certain income bracket. And then there's people who are business owners. And the business owners are the ones that accept responsibility. Because let's face it, right? It's fucking easy making a couple of grand as a coach. That is. There's a big difference between making a couple of grand as a coach and then building something that's going to allow you to actually live a life that you want. Like, you've been able to go travelling.
Yep.
Like, you would never have been able to do that fucking 2.5 years ago.
No. Not at all.
So, there's that element of it as well. Right.
Fuck, I struggled a year and a half ago and we done it.
Well, that's true. Can't believe you never invited me travelling, mate.
Oh, fuck off, man. See, honestly, I was actually going to say quite a nice thing here as well. See, talking about just having, like, people even in, like really working closely with your business. I always remember this one when I was in some, honestly, it was the maddest Airbnb ever. Like, we were just in this Chinese woman's house and it was like 2 a.m. and I'm just on a Zoom call with you going, it's fucked. Everything's fucked. You're like, how is it? I was like, 3 people have left, and you're like, calm down. But there was a lot of stuff happening, right? But see, just having someone there to kind of go, right, mate, chill out, everything's okay, and just kind of put a bit of perspective in. But the thing that I kind of took away from this, right, there's a lot of, so that statistic I think is mental, but I see it happening. Obviously, 95% of coaches won't be coaches, right? But we're talking a lot about how a lot of people can be quite arrogant to help. I can be, I wouldn't say arrogant, but I've got my ways where I'm like, right, I'm making this fucking work because I've got a bit of an ego, right? As I think a lot of people, most people have, but they won't admit it. And you just use it to your advantage. But see, if I got told there's only 5% of coaches that make it, I would make it my personal mission to be a part of that 5% through arrogance, just to go, I fucking told you. And might call it a wee bit of dark energy. But a lot of coaches will like maybe use that as the out instead of going, no, why don't you work to be that 5%?
Well, that's a testament to you and your character, right? As some people will see that statistic and already in their head, they're like,
I'm out.
Aye, that's it, I'm out. And then other people like yourself will go, no, I'll fucking make this work. But I do genuinely think you need that, maybe not the level of arrogance, but the level of confidence to basically turn around and say, actually, I really, really like this idea that I'm going to go with. I will go all in. Right? Because if you think about any business, people probably told fucking Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos that they were stupid and they didn't know what they were doing. Why would you drop out of school and fucking go and try and start selling parcels that get delivered the next day? That's never going to work. I'll fucking make it work. I'll fucking make it work, right?
Definitely did.
So you do need that element, and I do think like a big thing I talk about, mate, is spectrums.
Yep.
Probably because I am on one.
Yep.
Right. But I do think there is a spectrum of confidence and arrogance that you need to. It's a there's a very fine line that you can, like, people get confused at. But I do think there has to be a bit of, there's balance on it. And you have to be somewhere in the middle.
You need to
of
be
it.
sure of yourself, mate.
Mate,
You
100%.
genuinely do. And
Yeah.
sometimes surety can come across cocky.
Is that a word? Surety?
Don't know.
That's definitely not a word.
It sounds good, but surety.
Okay.
We'll go with it.
We'll go with it. Right,
you need to be
cool.
sure of yourself, right? Fucking my podcast, remember? you need to be sure. Definitely, man. Let's start ticking off mine. But you do need to be sure of yourself, man, to a degree, and it actually obviously can come across cocky sometimes. But as you say, like, you tread that kind of fine line. But I do think this is where you need to, like, have that conversation with yourself, man, and it all kind of ties in. Because if you get criticised and you feel really, really low within yourself, you're obviously not going to be confident. But you need to get criticised to grow, and growth brings confidence. So it's like, you might be at the start, like, fucking look at me, how high and mighty, you know, like, Christopher, I've got so much to learn, right? But if you're right at the very start of coaching, man, like, you will get knocked down a few pegs and you will feel pretty shit. I remember I was on a call with you at one point, and I was just like, mate, I can't get any results. Like, what's going on here? And then now, like, I'll hand on heart and go, mate, we get out results every single week. Do you know what I mean? And that was because I did just get knocked down a few pegs. Was my confidence hit? Yeah, man. But it allowed me to grow, which then allowed my confidence to come up. So again, there might be a lot of, like, freshly qualified coaches listening to this, man. It's not a case of going, you know everything, you know nothing. And that's, like, the kind of reality. Like, yeah, you know your shit for yourself, right? But if you can lean into people like yourself, Dean, Chris, Ben, the rest of the guys inside the agency, then they will actually show you how to grow, and you like, it will be uncomfortable, but you'll get a lot out of it. Because I can't express enough how much it changed my life and the trajectory, man, which has been pretty cool, man. But we'll take a wee deep dive into, like, a bit more advice into, like, other coaches and that kind of stuff a wee bit at a later date, mate. But I want to kind of know, mate, like, when did you decide to become a coach? Because obviously that was 13 years ago, right? And what was life like before coaching?
Do you want the honest answer?
Honesty, mate. Like, we want to know exactly how maybe life was darker to then you now just being able to go away to Dubai whenever you want.
So I was very fortunate. I didn't live a dark life, right? My family would probably say that I was sheltered from certain things, but I still knew what was going on, right? Like, and no family's perfect or anything like that, right? But, like, my mum was very much like, I mean, like, we never grew up with money, right? My mum, when she had me, like, at a young age, she was at college studying to be, like, a beauty therapist and then also working full time. And she, like, mum and dad split up when I was very, very young, but basically, like, my mum had the fact that she was struggling and that she was, like, not poor, but just, we never had any money. And she always gave me the best kind of life possible. So I was always, like, spoiled and stuff like that. But like I says, they would say I was sheltered, but I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm getting a nice dinner, but my mum's sitting having 17p Safeway noodles for dinner, right?
Yeah, putting two together. Yeah.
So you do, like, and as you get older, you start realising that. But like I says, it was never a bad life. In school, mate, like, fucking, I was a straight A student until, like, 4th year. Right?
I'm surprised that I'm only joking. Yeah, quite a smart guy.
And then I discovered girls, right? And then it went, well, I wouldn't say that's when I discovered girls, sorry. I'd say, like, that's when you started. Puberty kicks in, right?
Everything changes.
Everything changes. Your mind opens up, right? And so does other things. but so for there, mate, like, my grades they took a wee bit of a hit, right? Because you start fucking appreciating other things in life. But the one thing I was always good at, and it's not to sound cocky or anything, was sports. I was always the see, like in the films, you always get the jock who's good at all the sports, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't a jock, but I was just fucking like the teacher would always pick me.
A cock.
I was a cock. I was just a cunt. Right, he's a show off. He's a prick. But the teacher would always pick me to demo shit.
Right.
So that feeds into, like, you talk about ego, that starts feeding into your ego a wee bit, right? So I was like, oh, well, I'm fucking, clearly sports is a thing I've got to go to.
Yeah.
And I thought, I fucking loved my PE teacher, not in the way that some kids love their PE teacher. Right.
Just to clarify.
Yeah,
Fucking hell, dude.
right. Although I'm Catholic, I didn't go to a Catholic school. Right. But you start looking up to, like, oh, well, this person makes me feel good, so I fucking want to do that. So, mate, I went to college to be a PE teacher. And I was like, right, this is fucking... And again, like, started excelling through that, took, like, such a good interest in, like, the sports, the anatomy side of things. And we got to 1 month before completing our HND, and we realised that we hate kids. Fucking cannot.
The moment.
Yep.
Shit.
So you've got your conditional offer sitting there. All you need to do is get a B in this, what was it called? Your graded unit or some shit like that.
Don't know, I didn't go to uni, mate.
I mean, I never went to uni, I went to college.
college,
So I
mate.
never got into uni. Right? So yeah, like I had to get my my B in HND sports coaching. And if I got that, I got to go to UWS and then I could go and be a PE teacher. And 1 month out, when we were sitting the graded unit, I spoke to my lecturer and I just went, I was like, I hate kids. He's like, why? And I went, I can't tell a kid to shut the fuck up and sit down. And he went, yeah, mate, you probably are best
can't.
not working with kids. You will get sacked pretty quickly. So then that obviously makes you wonder, like, what the fuck are you going to do? So you sit and rack your brain. And I thought, well, I'm still training. I love going to the gym. I love all of this. Like, why don't I just be a personal trainer? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, let's do it. Told my mum. So every morning I would get up at like 8 o'clock. I would go and I'd move my car, pretending I was going to college. So I never told her I dropped out of college. And I would just go to the gym. I'd go play football. And then I'd come back and she would ask me how college was.
Lie.
Just barefaced lie to the woman that ate 17p Safeway noodles. Right? Just barefaced lie. It was great.
Shocking, man. A few of my mates done that as well, but it's quite common.
Mate, because I was petrified of my mum,
Same
right?
thing they said.
I still am today, right? Because she's a fucking nutter. If she ever listens to this, she'll be like, you wee dick. But so mate, like this went on and she was like, oh, what's happening with uni? And I was like, look, mum, I'm not going to uni. I just don't feel comfortable doing it. I want to be a personal trainer. And for there, she was obviously sceptical about it.
I think every parent is.
Hey, of
I
course
remember
they
I said to my dad, he's like, you sure? And I'm like, no, but let's see what happens here.
It's like, you're going to make money telling people to fucking run a treadmill. I was like, well, this goes to show. And this is where my eyes started opening, because I was like, whoa, there's two completely different people here. There's the parents and the old school parents that think you need to work 9 to 5 and go to uni. And because my mum went to uni and my uncle went to uni, like, she just assumed that. And my dad never, right? And she was like, yeah, you're not going to be like your dad, because your dad went to a private school. And look, he's done nothing with his life and all of that, but you're going to go to uni and all of that. And I was like, no fucking,
Okay.
I'm not smart enough for uni, man. Can he put together fucking an essay? I can speak, but can he get through uni doing that? So maybe, we went into coaching. It was a 6-week all-intensive course. And I think I was 9 months into coaching. And my mum called me into the living room. And she's like, oh, I was speaking to such and such, who was my college lecturer at the time. It was her daughter, who was pals with my mum. And she's like, so you dropped out of college and you never told? And I was like,
Oh, shit.
fucking grass, man. I was like, I can't believe I finally got, but I thought I was riding this. I was like, finally
9
got
months
caught.
later, mate, I
9
thought
months,
I'd be aware
aye.
of it, man.
Like, so
Mums always find it.
they do.
They do.
They do. I mean, so, and
Brutal,
that's, and ever since then,
Grew arms and legs.
that's it pretty much.
And then obviously, because it'll get like right into the juice of this kind of podcast as well. So obviously, like, coaching came about, you done what you done. obviously started coaching fat loss and stuff like that. And then I am well aware, and everyone else that knows Dean will be aware that you hate fat loss.
Yep.
Very much hate it. And like I do kind of get it as well, man. Like every coach when you start coaching does coach fat loss to start with, right?
Yep.
And it does. If your passion is not with that side of things, you will soon come away from it, or you will leave the industry.
Yep.
One or two. And that's how we turned obviously into performance coaches. But like for yourself, mate, you really went into the powerlifting scene and like climbed up the ladder at a good rate and ended up, correct me if I'm wrong, like coaching with Scotland,
Yep.
going to different meets and stuff like that. So tell us about that, mate.
Well, I think like one of the things that I would say is a massive influence, or not influence, like contributing factor to that is I've always believed in learn more to earn more. And that, again, like this obviously comes back to like the agency work and stuff like that as well, because the more you learn, the more you can obviously.
The white belt mentality, innit?
Yeah, because never was a powerlifter, never trained powerlifting, and it was my girlfriend at the time. She was like a powerlifter, and I remember looking at her squat, going, "That squat's terrible. I can fucking fix that. Like I can do so much better." And we went to a competition. Her coach was like an hour and 20 minutes late, and she was like, "You need to like."
You need to do this with me.
Aye. I was like, cool. I was like, how fucking hard is it, mate? It's like you're squatting.
squatting, mate.
Aye, you're squatting, benching, and deadlifting. I was like, I can do that. And ever since then, she was kind of like, it was so much better having you there. You were like a lot more level-headed. You knew what you were doing, stuff like that. So then I started obviously coaching her. We went to like a Scottish powerlifting meet, and then you just start knowing people. And from there, it was just getting like, that was like my kind of first foot in the door. And then you start turning up to comps more and more, and you start helping people, because people are just fucking useless at powerlifting comps. Like, they're
In
clueless.
what sense, mate?
No spatial awareness, first of all. That's just fucking, some people just don't know what they're doing.
There.
Oh, mate, like fucking walking into
All
bars.
right, mate.
It's like, whoa.
See what you had for dinner?
So I'm glad I'm not a dentist, man, because you have cavities. But no, like they're clue. Like you can tell the people that are a wee bit more experienced, and then it's not like, I know I always shit on it, right? But it's not like High Rocks, right? High Rocks is, for what it is, it's very well run, and it's straightforward, right? Here's your start line. There's the finish line. In between that, you do have to do exercises, but there will be someone there. Plus, there's so many people doing it at the same time that you can kind of follow along.
Yeah.
Powerlifting's not like that at all. And it's basically, as much as people are there to help you, it's very easy to get things wrong. So, for instance, there's a queue of people that obviously go before you, depending on how heavy you're lifting. If you're lifting the lightest, you go out first. If you're lifting the heaviest, you go out last. From there, you get 60 seconds to go out, complete your lift, blah, blah, blah. After that, you then get 60 seconds to submit your next attempt. And people don't see, if somebody's doing it for the first time, they don't know.
And they just went.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know that you get, because 60 seconds is for the person that's handling, right? So like that's my job. I go and I'll handle you. That's a lot of time. But if you've not got a handler and you've just came off and you're finished the lift and you're looking to see if you've got white lights, then all of a sudden you're like, fucking, what do I need to do?
And you've also just done close to a max lift.
Yeah, exactly.
Which will fry you. Like,
Yeah,
do you know
exactly.
what I mean?
So there's a lot of people like that don't really have a clue. So then you just kind of stand about, you help out. You're like, look, I can see here you're by yourself. Why don't you just let me do the handling part? I'll submit your attempts and stuff. You do that, you get to know more people, and then eventually people start recognising, oh, he's always at comps. Oh, he's actually really good at what he does. Oh, he understands this concept of how it works. And then there's tactics and all of that go into it. And after that, eventually, like, I got asked to represent Scotland.
That's cool as fuck, man.
It was, it was, but also at the same time, I always wanted to be an international coach. And then when I done it, I was just like,
Is this it?
is this it?
And would you say like the process to getting there was where the buzz lied, and then when you actually got to it, you were just like,
Yep,
cool, man.
100%.
And how did you take that? Because obviously you've, without maybe not even meaning it at first, man, but with having that idea of being an international coach and it being probably ingrained in your head for so long. How did you handle that, even as a person, to then go, fuck, this wasn't what I wanted?
I mean, it was tough. You you get to a certain point where you've been in the industry for as long as I have, you've felt like chucking it so many times. And that was probably, after that, that was probably a time that I was closest to just going, that's it, I'm done. And since that comp, to be fair, since that comp, I've not been back to a powerlifting comp.
Have you not?
Nope. No. And that's not to say that I won't go back again. But for me, I was like, do you know what? I've done it. I've probably built it up too big in my head. And a big thing, like you talk about in coaching when it comes to clients, is focus on the journey, not the outcome. I was so focused on the outcome. That's all I cared about was, I want to just be in it. I just want to say I've done it. I didn't even care. At one point, I didn't even care what I was coaching, if it was powerlifting or if it was fucking aqua aerobics. Like, with me fucking Janice. YMCA, right? At the Olympics, right?
You're over in Magaluf in some three-star hotel.
I was like, woo!
Let's go, boys.
I kicked them out in Speedos and everything, man.
Your Scotland top on.
On, Janice, 5 more.
It says aqua coach in the back. But nah, I kind of feel that as well, but man, because like there'll be so many people that will have worked towards something, and it might even be something like, I don't know, I know a lot of people that have went to like uni for like 4, 5, 6, 7 years to pursue something, and then they got to it and they're just like, fuck, I don't like doing it. And like, I've seen people crumble after that, because it is a bit like, you have that realisation, you go, whoa, shit, I've worked my ass off to get here, and it's not giving me that feeling that I want. And it's like, you sat with that for a while, and it obviously nearly made you leave the industry and that kind of stuff, right? How did you, not so much handle just that certain situation, but how did you deal with it, and then how did you manage to come out the other side of it? Because people will take a lot of value for hearing that, especially from where you're at now.
I think for me, I had to look at how far I'd come, first of all, which I feel a lot of people struggle with. So let's take a fat loss client, for example. They say they've got 20 kilos to lose, and they've never been able to lose more than 3 kilos. And they start working with a coach and they lose 10. And they get to a point where they're like, I'm quite happy, but I now have another 10 to lose. Somewhere along that journey, they forget that they struggled losing 3 and now they've lost 10. And then you have to remind them, look how far you've came, like we're almost there and stuff. And this is why it's all about appreciating the journey and like just fall in love with the process and not the outcome. So for me, I was kind of like, hey, you've been doing this for, 12 and a half years. You've spent thousands of pounds going in, learning. You've sat in the room with the best of the best in the world. And even they've like complimented you on your coaching. Don't be a fucking dick.
Like it's a very black and white way of looking at it.
Right.
But there is an element where it's like cool. I get why you feel that way.
Yeah.
But it is like, as you say, it's perspective. At the end of the day, isn't it, man?
Like,
Do you know what I
and
mean?
I think that one thing I think I have been very, very good at is reflection. And I'm always able to, as much as I can be very, very black and white, I'm always able to zoom out myself and go, right, okay, how did we get to this point? And you talk about imposter syndrome a lot in the coaching space. And mate, like genuinely turned up to like Luxembourg, like,
What's going on here?
what the fuck am I doing here? Like, I'm not a powerlifter. I don't know anything about powerlifting. I've never stepped on the stage. So you do start, like, those thoughts cross your mind. But again, you go, right, okay, do you know what, Dean? Let's take a step back. Let's just zoom out. Let's look at everything and go, right, how did we get here? And I think the more methodical you can be, and although I never necessarily like appreciated the journey at the time, coming out of it, I then started looking back and reflecting and going, this is why we're here. You deserve to be here. As much as you now don't necessarily want to be here because of X, Y, and Z, you need to realise that you have put in a lot of fucking sacrifice to get here. And that's, I think if I was to give anyone any advice on like that, it would just be take a step back, clear your head, zoom out, and just reflect on, okay, what did I do to actually deserve to be in this spot now?
Mm-hmm.
And once you do that, the more times you do it, the better at it you become.
Mm-hmm. You become more at peace with it,
Yeah.
as such. Because it was something that even Chris mentioned at one of the events, and it stuck with me as well. And I think it's like along the same lines. It's like everything you're doing now, no matter where you go in life, it's like another skill that you're taking on board to push forward. So obviously what you learned in powerlifting was maybe different aspects of it, where yes, it never gave you the fulfillment that you wanted, but the skill of communication, the skill of working under pressure, the skill of faking it.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, to a degree, obviously, like I know you knew your shit, but walking in Luxembourg with fucking, I would imagine, world champions and all that kind of stuff, and you're like, okay, here we go.
Mate, like, you're standing there with people that are fucking, like, they know what they're doing. Like, like the Scottish head coach at the time, I don't know, he still is the Scottish head coach, like, the month prior to that was on the coaching team for, like, Team GB that overtook or won Worlds and beat America, which was, like, America were, like, certain to win, like odds on to win, and he was on the coaching team which helped just chip them basically. And I'm standing going, the fuck am I doing here, man?
Yeah.
like why am I here? And you can either crumble under that pressure or, like I says, you can go, right, let's just take a wee step back, let's look at things, and before you know it, you start reaffirming yourself, actually, no, I deserve to be here. And then that's it.
That's it. Yeah, I love that, man. It's a good way of looking at it because it obviously would have been hard to go through that. And if anyone has actually they've experienced that, man, then I couldn't have said it better myself than just to zoom out and actually just understand what you've done to get in that position and actually be fucking proud of it. Because so many people get so upset with the outcome, be like, mate, like, look how much you've grown in that short space. I think, but to kind of recap on that, so dropped out of college, your mum finally found out raging, and then obviously you became a coach, really went all in with powerlifting, and you were like, fuck, this is my moment. And then you got to the pinnacle of that, and it just didn't hit how you would want it. And you can imagine how the kind of feeling would have been, and not emptiness, but just that, all right, fuck, am I ever going to get that kind of buzz?
Yep.
Then obviously introduce Chris Bradley coming in.
Yep.
How did that come about, and when did you start to go, yeah, fuck, this is the thing for me? Because without you even saying it, I know that it lights a fire in your belly just because of the way that you react to certain things, not even just with me, but just seeing you at calls, events, the retreat, stuff like that, and putting an effort with other people, but the excitement you get when you see something work for someone. When did you start? So how did it come about with you obviously getting into the agency? But then when did you start to go, fuck, this is my gig, this is what I want?
So this all happened, obviously, this was pre-powerlifting. We, just after COVID, started working for another gym. And I'll try and keep this as short as possible, but still give the actual context. And I was working for the gym for like 4 months. So I was in a 6-month probation. I went in on Sunday morning for my shift, and I get sacked for being sexist, racist, and homophobic.
Short version.
Yeah. Right. Which would get you cancelled. Yeah, right? If I was a fucking celebrity, I would be. This is why I've not been invited on a podcast. Right? But no, like it was all a load of shite. Basically, right? It was all a load of nonsense. Any proof that I asked for, what I said or what I'd done, like was all, we can't tell all of this stuff. So it was in a roundabout way, the person just wanted shot of me. Yeah.
Because I want to make it clear, as much as you are controversial, you're not sexist and you're definitely not racist.
Well, no, like,
I know this.
Yeah, my stepdad's from Pakistan. He's Muslim.
Yes, I know this, mate. Just in case I was like, they all say that. No, genuinely.
Yeah, like it's the last thing, right? But so that happened on the Sunday, and Chris had put out that he was launching this program for coaches to get them up to their first 20 clients, and I'd voice noted them, and I was like, because I'd known Chris prior to this, we used to train in the same gym. It was dead awkward. We used to walk past each other. All right.
It's happening, big man.
That's it. Wee man at a time, right?
Oh, Chrissy, what?
Nah, he always had a bigger set of guns than me,
That's
so
that, mate.
I'll let him off with that.
It's bodybuilding poses and that, innit?
So we always, like I says, me and Chris were always, and we were just like in the gym, we were just generally mates. Like we never actually ever said anything else about it.
What's happening?
Aye,
That's enough for a guy, by the way.
Yeah, like what
that
you
is.
training today, that was it. So he obviously brings out this first 20 clients in a voice note, and I was like, mate, me and you have obviously been doing this for the same amount of time. I know how well you've been doing. I explained the situation to him, and he just went, mate, let's jump on board to try it. If you don't succeed, you don't succeed, whatever it is. So we jumped on this. It was only 8 weeks. And just during that time, I was just fucking cracking on with my stuff. But people were asking questions on like a Facebook group, and I was jumping on like, have you thought about this? Like, this is how I do it, blah, blah, blah. And it got to like 7.5 weeks, and Chris had DM'd me saying, he's like, fancy a call, mate? I was like, oh, fuck. And I remember saying to my girlfriend, another girlfriend at the time, fucking, he's going to ask me to stay on. I've not got the money to, like, I'm fucking skint. I've just been sacked 8 weeks ago. I've not got 20 clients, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, right, fuck, I'll go on. And I remember just standing in her kitchen on the phone to him, and he's just like, yeah, like, blah, blah, blah. So how would you like to just come work for me? And mate, like, I just fucking broke down in the middle of the kitchen. And I've told Chris this, right? And he's fucking, it's funny, like, because when Chris has got a drink, Chris is emotional.
Yeah.
And he'll fucking kill me for this. But but I told him this. I was like, I just fucking broke down. Like, because that was the first point in my career that somebody had actually believed in me.
Validation, man, into man, do you know what I mean?
And he was like, it's like, mate, like, I'm not 100% sure on what we're going to do with you, but we just want you to come in, and I see you're helping other people. I need a member of staff. I mean, like, that's genuinely started from doing like 10 hours a week, just random shit, right? Like, it wasn't even proper. Like, I was answering questions on Facebook, but I was also making Canva graphics and stuff. Went from that to just, as the agency grew, like, my responsibilities grew, I started changing and developing as like a human. My skill set developed, and alongside the whole, I'm pulling away from coaching because I've achieved this. We're like, do you know what, fuck it, let's just go like all in. And one thing, like, I'll always say, and I'm always a big believer in give credit where credit's due, is Chris is a massive reason why I'm still in the fitness industry. Like, genuinely.
I think he's got a massive reason why a lot of people
are
still in the fitness industry.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, 100%. And he's a massive reason why I am part of, when I say who I am today, he's not the reason why I'm a dickhead.
He just does that a wee bit.
Yeah, he definitely is. Like, looks at me as if to say, like, dude, I think we should be a dickhead together. Sorry. But
what was it? Only kidding.
Aye, just kidding. Aye. But it's a massive credit to him, because without him helping me at that point of like need, like, I probably wouldn't be in the fitness space at all. So that, and then I think just the more that I started doing it, the more that you start seeing how it impacts other people's life. Because, as we says, I hate fat loss. See, when a client stood on the scale and they're like, oh, I've lost a pound or 2 pounds, I'd be like, whoop-de-doo, Basil. Right? Fucking Austin Power reference.
Some of them will get it. Some
maybe the older ones.
I'm old now.
You are old, mate.
Fuck.
Aye. But see, when somebody just turns around to you and they say, mate, I've made an extra £1,000 or I've made an extra £2,000, or this is my highest month, and I'm able to take my missus away travelling, me and Georgia are doing this and all of that.
Feeling, man.
Right, that to me, I'm like, that's fucking,
it's cool.
Aye, that's far better. I'm proud of this cunt.
Yeah.
Like, well, and wee man, let me get you a pack in the head. You've got it on recording. I says I'm proud of you.
I know.
So, but that to me, then that lights a fire in my belly, because now, and if any of your clients are fucking therapists or psychologists, they'll link it back to fucking my mum struggling, right? But that's how I now look at it and going, well, you're now creating a process where if you ever become a parent, you're not going to struggle and your kids aren't going to struggle, because you're creating something that's going to be maybe not generational wealth, right? Because that's obviously fucking different.
Yes.
But you're creating something where the kid's going to have
a good life.
And that, yeah.
And you're also like we touched on there, like what I'm like around about like people getting extra grants and that kind of stuff, right? But what I love about the agency and what you're so big on, and it really opened my eyes up, is like time rich as well, like being time rich.
Yep.
There's a time you need to graft, right? Of course, the fucking is, man. But like, talk just that reference back. It's just what made me think about it. The reference of this kid, you just help that parent grow a business that's going to bring in a lot more income.
Yep.
But a fucking business that allows them to take their kid to school.
Simple shit.
Do you know
like
what I mean?
that.
Like,
Aye.
and it's like, it's not saying 95's bad. It's not saying that at all. But how many 95s can take their fucking kid to school?
Yeah.
Not many, man.
No.
And like using in a position where I've seen it. It was even like the few light bulbs in my head one time. We were away at a fucking retreat. We were doing lifestyle empire. And I was like, fucking every week I would take my mum for a coffee. It was
Right.
like, when was the last time you done it? I'm like, fuck knows,
Yep.
man. And it just kind of makes you like realise these things, man. And that's what you guys are really, really good at. And it's not like yous are amazing at making a lot of coaches a lot more money, but you're even better at genuinely allowing coaches to build their ideal business.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people that will say that this is what they do, this is what they do, and all that kind of stuff with no substance behind it. But like, you guys have got so much evidence that if you lean into what you do, you will help them create the ideal business. And I genuinely do, because I think it's their knowledge, but genuine buzz and passion for allowing that to happen.
Yeah, and I think it all comes down to, I mean, you look at the background that we all have.
Mm-hmm.
Like I says, me wasn't aware of it as a kid, but like now when you get older, you start realising, okay, well, your mum sacrificed, and as I says, my mum was in college, then she was working, like, and I don't have any memories of my mum not being there, because I know she always was, but like you also think, well, I would, not that I want kids, but I would never want to have somebody like that and experience that, and then I would never want a coach to have to
go
do
through
that.
that.
And
Yeah.
then again, you look at, and I suppose I'm kind of speaking for Chris, but it's like he was never brought up in a rich environment either. He like made it, like he always jokes about growing up in Ardennes. Like, so it's like when you take the both of us together, like no wonder we fucking get passion from the
Yeah.
helping, because we've been on one side of it and we're like, well, we know what it's like to have somebody that just fucking gives you the world, right? Because let's face it, that's what mums do.
Yeah.
Right? Mums are far better than dads.
My dad listens to this, right? So I'm
but,
saying
aye,
nothing.
maybe that's some of my daddy issues.
Phil, I love you, mate.
I love you too, Phil.
He'll be buzzing with that. He's actually, I know we'll go back into this, but he was like, Dean, for the football, is he coming in? I'm like, aye, mate. He's buzzing, man. Sorry,
But
mate, you were
like,
saying.
mums are so much better. Like, they fucking are, right? And they sacrifice so much more. So when you come from that background and you see that, then yeah, you do. You have a fucking passion for it and you want to help people. And everyone has their own idea of what they want as a family, whether it's kids, right? For me, my dog. I just want to be able to fucking provide the best life for my dog, because he's an expensive little, well, when I say little, he's a
It's
fucking,
the same height as me, mate.
yes. Right, well, you are little, so,
5'5", I'll have you know.
right, okay.
And a half.
You actually probably weigh the same at all.
Probably. He's probably
He's a
heavy.
chunky fucker, man.
He's a chunky boy, man.
Nah, he's lost weight.
Good man.
Nah, he's
Good
been
man.
on
Because he's got
Manjaro.
that garden now, mate. Do you know what I mean?
He's
That's
been on
it, man.
Manjaro.
Best subscription ever for you. innit? But it's true that as well. Obviously, like, you can see the passion and stuff, man. But I think as well, like, it kind of does summarise the conversation that we're having here as well, because like this kind of just happened.
Yeah.
And like you could have easily just given up.
Yep.
And that's what I want the message to be here, is like, don't just stop because it's not going well. Do you know what I mean? Stop when you know it's fucking over.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't over for you. It was a bump in the road. It just
Yep.
was like, this just isn't for me. And if you stopped, like, you wouldn't be in this position now.
Yeah.
And like, your dream job, your dream career, your dream life, it won't just land in your lap, but the opportunity
Of
could
course.
land in your lap.
Of course it is. And I do think that's a very, very important, it's an important skill. I think this is what it is everything in life requires a skill. And you have to be able to then lean in to learn it, or you get the other people that just go, fuck this, I'm out. So whether it's you're searching for the perfect job, the perfect partner, the perfect physique, the perfect fucking run time, right? Like all of these things, along the way, there's some form of skill that you've had to learn to get that. And when you do understand that concept of it, and I mean, like, it's very, very easy to say that it's a skill, right? And then you go, all right, okay, Dean says it's a fucking skill, right? Like, what I mean is like when you genuinely understand how that happens, right?
Sorry, you buckled me there, man. Just the way you said that was funny, man. Sorry. You go. Right. I'm fucking like Yogi Bear or something.
Thought you were going to say the cunt for the Goonies.
No. Keep going.
Right. But when you actually learn that particular skill, that's where things happen. Like you says, the opportunity, like it arises, and you then go, fucking let's lean into this and let's go for it. Otherwise, you're forever just going to be chasing your tail. You get people all the time that, you know how those people that you, well, like kind of you for an example, but you're on the other side of the spectrum, right? Not,
where are you going with this?
not the tism spectrum. Right?
Cool, when you go.
But you have like 1,000 ideas.
Yeah.
Right. And even though or we'll shorten it, we'll go 10, right? So even though 9 of them might not be that good, when you, like the one that you're passionate about, you will go and do it. So you've learned that skill of, I need to soundproof all of these things, or soundboard all of these things. Then I need to hone in on what it is that I want to do. And then from there, there's a skill of, I need to fucking go and do it. You get some people that have all these ideas and they don't fucking do anything with it. They just, no. Right? And they say it. It's like, right,
it's
okay.
Like kitchen chat.
Like
that's
right.
the kind of element
so,
of it.
But so there's no skill in that. Right, okay, yeah, there's an element of, cool, you've maybe fucking had a great thought, but if you're not willing to do anything with it, so when you talk about people having their dream job, there's a skill in getting that. The opportunity arises. Well, how did you get the opportunity? Well, you probably went and studied something, or you learned something, and then from there you had to go and do an interview. And in that process of doing the interview, you had to do like communication skills, and you had to learn how to answer certain questions. And then when you get that job, if you want to fucking go and progress and like be promoted in it, there's a skill element in that. So that's why I'm saying, like, everything in life has a skill that needs to be learned. And I think if there's a message of the day, that's fucking great, by the way. Like, that is...
He was like on the verge of pure like dropping a mic there, man.
I was like, whack, fuck.
There was not a breathtaking.
Dale would be like, what you doing in the mic, mate? I'm sorry. Sorry, big man.
But nah, it's true, man. And it's like, all I could think about when you were talking about that there is like luck's earned. Like, you do get an element where luck does happen. Like, fuck, like just the luck would have been that you and Chris worked in the same gym.
Yep.
That was the luck.
Aye.
But everything else was earned. Do you know what I mean?
There's no such thing as luck.
No. I do think that there is sometimes that things will happen that are a bit like, okay, right, sound. But that's not the definitive.
Yeah.
Like, you still need to do the things behind it. Do you know what I mean?
It's the 1%. Like,
it's like rich kids. Like, they're lucky to be rich when they're born, but they're not guaranteed to be rich when they're older.
Aye, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
There's a really, really good like analogy with that, and it's, I can't remember what author it was and what book, but he's speaking about 2 kids, and the dad, 2 twins. The dad was a alcoholic, drug addict, and he was dying. Like, he was in hospital, and both sons went to see him, and one son was an alcoholic and a drug addict, and the other son was a multi-millionaire. And it's like, okay, well, was it luck that he was a multi-millionaire? Was it fuck? Okay, an opportunity came, but there's, again, everything comes down to mindset and how you look at it, but one person chose that path and one person chose that path. And I genuinely think every single thing, and this is another skill to learn, is every single thing in life, every person you meet, everything that happens to you happens for a reason. Whether that reason's minuscule or me getting sacked, right? So me losing my business during COVID, going and working for a gym, to me getting sacked led to me investing in the upgraded coach at the time. So it's very easy for me to turn around and go, I'll get fucking sacked. I get sacked for being racist, sexist and homophobic, right? I was like, okay, well, that led to that thing. So everything in life happens for a fucking reason, right? Whether it's tiny, whether it's huge, right? But the message of the day, skills, is that was a skill that I truly believe in. It's something I'm very, very good at. Like, I met you for a specific reason, whether it's fucking that you're just a mate that I can lean on, right, when like fucking times are shit, or whether it's you invite me onto the first podcast and then from there I become a famous podcaster because people go, this cunt actually knows what he's talking about, which I highly doubt will be that. People will be like, he's a fucking he's a skill. I'm not gonna life's easy. But all of these things happen for
There's a reason for it, man.
Yeah,
I agree. And like something that I always say to, like, not even just my clients, just like my mates and everything, man, like whether you like it or not, you've got a choice. Whether it's a hard choice or an easy choice, like everything that you are doing and decide to do, whether it's influenced by external factors or not, the final choice is yours. Do you know what I mean? So when an opportunity arises or a bit of luck comes to you, you're still making the choice of what to do with it. And I think a lot of people try and hide from the fact that it is their choice. They're like, oh, but this happened, and I'm like, so fuck, something happened to them. And
it's out with my control.
Aye. Make it your control.
Right,
like,
okay, well,
it's your life.
Yeah, if it's genuinely out with your control, cool. But control the controllables. What
but even at that, I'm a strong believer if it's still out of your control, man, right? Do it.
Aye.
And that's not like pure black and white, no empathy and that stuff, right? Like I've had some pretty shit things happen to me, right? And every single time, man, I've took an element of ownership and went, cool, that didn't go to plan, that happened, but it's up to me to fucking fix it. Whether I like it or not. And if we didn't do that, I wouldn't be sitting in this position. I'd fucking would hate to think where I would be. And I could probably guarantee that you would agree with yourself and where you're at as well, because like it's your life. The bottom line is you need to make the decisions on what happens. You will be influenced by other people. It will have external factors. Stuff will not go your way. But at the end of the day, like, it's your choice on what happens next. You need to roll with it. And I think a lot of people forget that and they try and take the easy option out. And as you said right at the very, very start, they're a bit too soft. And that's the problem with a lot of people. Which brings us on to our next question, which will probably end up breaking the podcast. It means it gets deleted. What's the biggest issue that you see in the fitness industry? I'm going to finish on a good note, but I'll ask, what was it like, coach me? But right now, what's the biggest issues that you see inside of the fitness industry that not so much hold people back, but maybe tarnish the reputation of the industry?
Oh, mate, there's so many. Like, well, first of all, like it says, people are shite bags. Right? There's this whole thing going about now that people are like, the fitness industry's fucking toxic, right? And I get it. It is toxic, right? Because there's so much insecurity now in the fitness industry where someone's way of showing their credentials or showing that they're a good coach is by slating another coach.
Yeah, I knew exactly what you were going to say that.
Right?
It's fucking weird.
It's, mate, all that does, right? In my honest opinion, all that does is just go, you have a tiny wee dick.
Well,
right?
I thought about this, right? See if you've got a coach who is out and out just slagging other coaches constantly on social media, right? See if you're their client and you ask them a question that a coach would find pretty basic. Like, what's my macros or whatever it may be, right? What does carbohydrates do, right? What do you think that coach is saying to other coaches or their friends about their clients behind their back? They're obviously slagging them. Like, of course they are, man. I think it's as you say, it's such wee dick mentality, right? But it's like, if you ran out of things to say, is that what it is?
I mean, and that's all it is I'm going to try and one up you, right? And it goes back to the old fucking, it's far easier to tear someone's building down than build your own up, right? But if your only way of showcasing that. And I suppose, mate, like, because don't get me wrong, I used to do it, right? I used to fucking say, this person's clueless, they don't know this and that. See, at the end of the day, like, see if somebody's helping someone with something, right? You might not necessarily agree with it, right? Like, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, right? There's so many ways to lose weight, right? See, as long as that person is a wee bit healthier, okay, they could have maybe done it better. Just fucking let them be. Right? But I do think it's funny because when people say, the fitness industry's toxic now, it's like, it's nothing compared to what it used to be like. You're talking about people somebody's went on Instagram and fucking slated me on Instagram and it's a wee keyboard warrior, right? Fuck off, man. Try having somebody in the middle of the gym out you. Like, fuck.
Did that happen?
Not me, no, right? But I've saw it happen, right? Like, try be with a client, right? So you're over there fucking worried about being fucking butthurt, right? Because some coach has turned around and either tagged you or they're commenting on your post.
Or doing that wee thing that they do where it's like I've noticed this, I find it funny, and it's like somebody doing something in the video and they're like,
aye,
doing all that shit, and you're like, wait, what are you doing, mate?
Aye,
And they're like, I'm like, you've sat in your office and looked at the wall like that, mate, and you,
aye.
like,
Also, you're fucking pussy, because I guarantee that if somebody done that in person, you would be like,
aye.
look like you're having
Good job, mate.
Aye, you're having a stroke, right? Like, fuck
Amazing,
me.
Patter.
So,
Amazing, man.
I do think that there's an element of people that are, one, they're fucking shitebags, two, they're so sensitive, but three, like, they don't actually realise what it used to be like, because it's easy to hide it, like post a comment, hide behind a screen, right? And people obviously will get into a bit of an argument, right? And like I said, I do get that, yes, the industry is toxic. Every industry's toxic.
Yeah.
Fucking look at the beauty. In fact, look at the what you got, the hospitality industry. Like, you will literally get chefs that will fucking like degrade and shout and belittle somebody, right? If you've got a praise king or a degradation kink, you might like it, right? But they will call you shit and fucking, what is this, right? But people go, oh, the fitness industry's fucking toxic because fucking Coach Dean said that's not the best way to squat.
What I think as well, but is like, I think it can kind of go back to like school days and that kind of stuff with a lot of coaches. See what you touched on about being like the top dog in school and that kind of stuff. Well, not top dog, but like the guy that was good at sports and stuff. I think a lot of coaches carry that on into their career.
But do you know what it is? Bring back bullying. Just fucking bring back
Brutal, man.
bullying.
Absolutely brutal.
See these, fucking, I don't even know what they're called, scrotums, right? That have never been bullied in their life. Like, just bring that
I wouldn't
back.
say the way I wouldn't say they've never been bullied, right? Because that's a bit brutal. But what I would say is they've never had a slap, and that's the way to look at
Aye,
it. Because like, you can tell when somebody's had a black eye, and you can tell when somebody's no.
Aye.
Because you look at them and you go,
Like, you are fuck ugly.
you've never hit the deck, mate. Do you know what I
Aye.
mean? And it's not like a pure thing to go, all right, you need to go for that shit. But it's like, what I do find is, like, kind of back to my point, that a lot of coaches take their fucking wee guy ego into coaching and then put it all over it, like on social media and stuff like that. And it's like, mate, we're all here for a living. And
Yeah.
we're all here to just help people.
Mate, well,
and don't get me
that's-
wrong, there is stuff that goes out that's just factually incorrect. And I'm like, whoa, right, sound. But it's up to you to let your circle know of people that you help that goes, yeah, that's not correct.
Yeah.
Do it this way. And
See,
that's your choice.
See, as long as it's safe, that's all that matters, right? Because it's like he says, you get into the industry to help, right? Because that's anyone that gets into the fitness industry is there. If you ask them why did you get in, oh, I want to help people.
Yeah.
Cool. So if that's your argument, that's the genuine reason you got into this industry. Why the fuck are you belittling that person? Like, because just because they don't do something that you agree with, right? You now think it's better to fucking tell. Like, that's not helping any cunt. Oh, but I'm helping my clients. Cool, you're helping your clients. You're helping educate.
Stay in your lane.
But if that person, just because they've fucking said that you're not allowed to eat carbs because you're a fat cunt, right? Cool. Let them believe that. Because you know what? See if they train 100 people and 20 of them don't eat carbs and they lose 20 kilos. It fucking worked.
He's done what he said. He's
Done, right? Yeah, you might have been able to have helped more people if you optimised it, right, and done it a different way. But come on, fuck.
I get you, mate. I really do get you, because there is a lot of like tearing down and that kind of stuff, and like I think that's what kind of scares a lot of people to speak out and get on their own methods and do how they want to see how they want to do things. And like fundamentally, like as coaches, we're all sharpening the blade. We're all trying to get better, and the only way you're going to get better is by trying things. And then if you are worried to try anything because you will get slated, then you're never going to improve.
Yep.
And unfortunately, these coaches, whatever, PTs and stuff that do build a business around about slaughtering people, it's just going to hold the industry back massively. And it's a weird concept, man. That's
It's also, you're building it on sand.
Aye.
Like,
what kind of people is that going to attract? as well?
Exactly, because then the type of people that attracts are like toxic people, people that like drama, right? People that
Great cliques and stuff like
that love to blame others. So then, what does that do in your fucking in your wee
man.
community?
It's wild, man. It's wild. But people don't see that. But again, it's like that kind of like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. And it's like, cool, man. Like, just let your results speak.
Aye.
That's the one thing that's like, you'll see, I see it quite a lot, but it's like, this is what real coaching is. I'm like, mate, like, fucking you do you, man, cool.
Have you ever
But
noticed
where's
how
the results, man? Like, just back it.
have you ever noticed how the biggest and best in the industry, and I'm talking top dog, the people that sit at the round table, you ever noticed how they don't go out and start
slagging other people?
Right? They might have a bit of a debate with someone, right? But you're also talking about these people are training fucking world class athletes, right? So there's a spectrum, right?
Loves a spectrum, man.
But there's you can start going into the 1% and that, but see your everyday fucking person, man. Like, just let them do what they want. Like, also, how much energy are you now consuming? Because something that you've said has now triggered me, and I need to go away and fucking take out my phone and record my fucking video and start
looking up at the sky and all that shit. I love it, but man, it's hilarious, man. So, you're like, what you doing, man? What you doing, man? Wanker.
Shaking your head. Like, what are you shaking your head at, mate? Like, fucking, like the screen's there. Like, actually, no, because it's the thing that you're recording on.
I think it's also very lazy, in my opinion. I think it's very lazy marketing. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's your message? Like,
aye. Well, fucking
like,
I know
if you look at my socials, man, my message breeds. 7-day performance. We want to get you living every single day of the week. Like, for me to slag something, that's not really living. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a mad concept, man. And it is something that does need eradicated out of the industry.
But it never will, mate.
No,
that's
it'll
the
always
thing.
be,
And
man. It'll always be,
that's
man.
why I'm saying that, see people that say the industry's toxic now, like I said, try having somebody fucking out you in the middle of the gym floor. That's also where you develop fucking thick skin. Because see, if you can't come up with a justification there on the spot, that client's just going to look at you and go, why am I paying you? Why am I not
what's
paying?
going on here?
Why am I not paying them?
Yeah.
Like, funny you should say that. Is actually saw it happen in my gym. Is a member walked up to a trainer and his client and just went, I need to stop you there. You're doing that wrong. You're going to fuck your back. This was just a random member.
That's brutal, man.
Like, and don't get me wrong, the trainer's fucking terrible, right? But, and like everything that he done, and when you talk about,
I feel pure mortified and all, but you're just like,
like,
mate.
I'd walk out the gym, I'd hand in my notice, I'd be like, that's it.
Done.
Aye. Right. And like, this is what I'm talking about when things aren't safe, right? But that was a member of the gym, fucking, so mate, you need to be a wee bit thicker skinned and realise that there's always going to be bitchiness, there's always going to be toxicity. Every single industry has it.
Yep.
Just fucking grow a set.
Right? Yeah. The main concept of this whole podcast has always went to grow a pair of balls.
Or if you want to be a wee bit more respectful, learn the skill.
Yes, there you go. Bring it back in the room, Dean.
I've grown a set of balls.
Yes, man. But nah, I love that, mate, as well, man. I think the very last question I ask, because I want to hear it, man, right? What was it like coaching me, and what was your proudest moment?
You are shy. No, I'm kidding.
No, you are. Like, we got this, mate.
Yeah. No, you are. You're very, very coachable. Like, that's a trait that you know, because from helping you obviously with your business and stuff like that. But, and there is a but, as compliant as you are compliant, non-compliant.
Yeah.
Kieran, have you done your mobility?
Aye.
No, mate. Cool. Kieran, you know how we can't put our arms over our head, mate? Mobility,
Yep.
I'll get it done. Kieran, you done your mobility? No, mate.
But we did get it done.
Right.
We did get it done.
So,
and then he could snatch.
Aye. So as an overall client, right, you are you're great because you're not, I'll use the professional term here, right? Because I don't know if what I would actually call it would get like.
I thought you said you don't know what you would actually call me.
No. Like what I would not like. What I would say to you if there wasn't cameras here, right? So basically, right, I'd call you a motor Mongol.
Okay.
Right. But you're not a motor Mongol, right?
Okay.
So, but we'll use the professional term so you can choose to edit this, right? But you aren't biomotor illiterate, which basically means that if I tell you to lift your left arm, you lift your left arm, right? You get some people that you say lift your left arm and they kick their right leg. So they're biomotor illiterate, right? They don't understand cues, no matter how you give them it. Tricep extensions, should I be feeling this in my glutes? Fuck no, right? So you're actually very good at that, because I can go, Kieran, here's what I need you to do, right? I need you to shrug your shoulders more. I need you to get under the bar more, right? I need you to do your mobility, right? But you're great in that element. Like I said, you have your setbacks and the fact that you probably put too much fucking focus on running rather than like mobility work, right? And I'm not one for
Running
mobility.
stretches the legs. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
You will see some talks here in a minute. But my two proudest moments, and I genuinely, like, I will say, like, I was actually very proud, was seeing you not able to perform a clean when we very first started to being able to clean your body weight. That for me was like, fucking go on, wee man.
Fair dues, mate.
Aye, roll on your back and I'll give you a belly rub. Because you're the same height as my dog.
Wee dog treat.
Aye. Sick. Good boy.
I need a muzzle and all.
And when you started to understand the concept of the snatch and you started getting better at it, they
Still
were
a
the
work
two.
in progress, but man, innit, man?
Yeah, of course it is, mate. But they were the two moments that I could actually turn around and say, as a coach, I'm actually very proud because I could see how far, again, where did we start? Where did we end up? What was the journey in between? And you go, cool.
That was a buzz, wasn't it?
It was, mate. It was fun.
I literally asked that question just to get at
So you could, so you could
so I
hear.
can clip it and just send it every now and then.
I'm proud of you. Fuck you.
We had an ongoing thing where he just never told me he was proud of me, and I don't know why it annoyed me, but it did. So I was like, let's
Mate,
get it out, man.
it's fucking, honestly,
It's validation, man.
you're
just
just
on
like
validation,
you're just
man.
like birds. They
That's
just,
it, do you know what I mean?
it's fun.
That's it, do you know what I mean?
A praise king.
I like being told I'm pretty. Brilliant, man.
I'll start putting you down and then I'll build you back up.
Keeps them joking, man. But no, perfect, man. I think that is a lovely way to round off the podcast, man. And like, I hope that you have taken a lot away from this, because Dean is like living proof that if you just keep going, you don't give up or fall away at the first hurdle or whatever you want to call it, that you could end up with your dream career or dream lifestyle without even noticing it happen.
There's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's always something, and whether or not you lean into it and understand it. But yeah,
love that, man. But no, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. As always, if you could please tag us in your stories, tag myself, Kieran Ingram at Extra Mile. Dean, what's your Instagram again?
Dean.strength to strength.
Love it, man. Sharing your stories, guys, make a wee bit of noise about it. And as always, like and subscribe. Give us a follow on Spotify, and we will catch you next week.